Hi, I'm Olivia Nasaris. I'm CEO of Parkinson's Australia, and I'm here with my friend Allan.
Olivia, how are you doing?
Good.
That's good.
We're here to bring a message to the Prime Minister and the Health Minister about people living with Parkinson's in Australia.
A lot of people know the disease, but they don't know the impact it has.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're talking about, 150,000 people in Australia are directly have the disease. Now, it does present in different ways.
Yeah.
I remember when I was told myself that I was suffering, my first image was Muhammad Ali lighting the Olympic torch. I just thought it was, people had, suffer from a tremor. There's 150,000 people with it now, and there's probably 100,000 different ways of it presenting.
There's 19,500 new cases every year.
It has a very high impact on this country and getting worse.
Yeah. So there's one Aussie who is diagnosed every 27 minutes.
Every 27 minutes, and that's probably getting worse too,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So the gender balance is kind of even.
Well, it just shows you it doesn't discriminate.
No.
I mean, I consider myself pretty fit, healthy. I did get hit in the head a few times when I was playing cricket. I'm not sure. But out of my family, I'm the only one that I know of that has actually been diagnosed with Parkinson's. The message is, it is a disease that affects a lot of Australians and getting worse, and we need to do something a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So the cost to the economy and our health system is actually quite astounding. It's about $10 billion per year. So it's a disease that has a huge impact on the economy of Australia and the health system in Australia as well.
It probably impacts well over 1 million people. If you think about the 150,000 people who are actually diagnosed and growing, and then you've got, I've got my wife, we've got my kids, I've got 4 kids. So
Yep.
there's 5 straight away.
Yep. So colleagues.
Colleagues that I've, played with. Yeah, the emotional impact, it's over 1 million people. And we've got to do something about it. We really do. Obviously, it's not all just about money, but that does help.
Our pre-budget submission speaks to 3 areas. One of them is a lived experience project, so we can really look at where people are with Parkinson's in regional, rural, remote areas, Aboriginal communities, cold communities, and understand what the impact is on them and their families.
There's over 13,000 people that have developed Parkinson's that are of working age. Now if I wanted to keep working in the area that I was working in, which was TV, I can't.
Yeah.
Right, so it just doesn't work because it's quite obvious that I'll get nervous and that some of the symptoms come through. Like, what's wrong with AB? So I can't really work anymore, and there's 13,000 people in a similar boat.
There's a very different set of experiences for people with young onset Parkinson's. A lot of them are getting into relationships, starting families, paying off mortgages, still want to travel and things like that. So they're confronted with a whole new set of issues as opposed to people who are later in life.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, later in life it's probably easier to cope because, you're pretty well set.
Yeah.
You may have paid your mortgage off by then, I don't know. Depends where you live. You can't, it's harder to hold down a job. It's hard to pay your mortgage. It's hard to find, the people to look after you, to put you through the exercise routines that you've got to go to sort of keep yourself, in working order.
Yeah.
So, look, there's a lot to this disease, and look, we just need just a little bit of help.
Yeah. So a national awareness campaign will ensure that people living with Parkinson's, friends, family, community members, allied health professionals understand all of the different symptoms of Parkinson's. We call it an iceberg disease, where,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you can see the tip of the iceberg above, which is those things that people think are just like physical, but then
Yeah.
underneath the iceberg, there's a whole lot of symptoms that people don't know about. And I think that people need to know about those symptoms and how people manage them from day to day so that they can be more aware and more sympathetic of people living with Parkinson's. Parkinson's is the second largest neurological condition in the world, but one of the least understood.
Oh, most definitely. We just need a little bit more help.
Support Parkinson's Australia. Thanks, AB.
Pleasure.